Picture yourself standing in a room filled with people whose opinions matter. Some admire you, some envy you, some quietly resent you, and a few are waiting for the moment you slip. This is not just a description of ancient kings and princes. It is the reality of your workplace, your social circle, even your family at times. The truth is this: wherever there are people, there is politics. And wherever there is politics, there is the question of power. Niccolò Machiavelli, a man who lived in Renaissance Italy, saw this clearly. He worked in courts. He negotiated with rulers. He watched empires rise and collapse. And he gave us one chilling but unshakable formula: be respected, be feared, but never hated. This lesson is more than 5 centuries old, yet it remains the blueprint for survival and influence in every environment. Today, we will spend time unpacking this idea. We will study real examples of rulers who mastered it and those who ignored it and paid the price. We will see how it applies to your own daily battles, whether in the office, in your friendships, or in your ambitions. And if you want to keep uncovering truths like this, subscribe, because these lessons are not just history, they are weapons you can use right now. Part 1. Respect, the foundation of stability. Respect is where it all begins. Without respect, your power will always be fragile. Because respect creates voluntary loyalty. It makes people want to follow you rather than simply obey you. Take the example of Lorenzo de' Medici, ruler of Florence. He earned the name Lorenzo the Magnificent, not because he ruled with an iron fist, but because he elevated Florence itself. He supported artists like Michelangelo and Botticelli. He funded scholars and poets under him. Florence became a beacon of art and culture. People respected him not only as a leader, but as someone who gave them pride in their city. That respect became a shield that protected him from rebellion. Now compare this to modern life respect. In your career comes when you prove competence, when you solve problems others cannot, when you carry yourself with composure in crises. Respect makes people defend you even when you are not in the room. But here is where Machiavelli sharpens the knife. Respect alone is not enough, because people are fickle. Admiration fades, and loyalty built only on respect can vanish the moment fortune changes. This is why fear must be added to the equation. Part 2. Fear, the anchor of authority. Machiavelli famously wrote it: "It's better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." Why fear anchors respect, it ensures that even when admiration fades, hesitation remains. But here is the subtlety. Machiavelli teaches: fear is not the same as cruelty. Fear is not violence for its own sake. Fear is discipline, boundaries, and consequences. Look at Cesare Borgia. When he took power in Romagna, the region was in chaos. Crime, corruption, and rebellion were everywhere. So Borgia appointed a brutal governor to restore order. This governor punished criminals mercilessly, and peace was restored. But then Borgia staged a public execution of that same governor. By doing so, he made 2 things clear. He was strong enough to restore order, but he was also fair enough to punish cruelty once stability was achieved. The people feared Borgia's power, but they did not hate him personally. That distinction is crucial. Bring this lesson to your life. Fear in modern terms means boundaries. It means that people know you will not tolerate repeated disrespect. That if someone tries to exploit you, there will be consequences. Not outbursts, not empty threats, real consequences. The person who cannot be feared becomes the person who is always manipulated, always taken advantage of, always the one others push around. Fear creates the silent pause in others before they dare cross. Part 3. The deadly poison of hatred. Now we come to the most important part. Never be hated. Why? Because hatred is not rational. It is emotional. It drives people to take risks, even when it destroys them. It makes conspiracies form in the shadows. It makes people cheer for your downfall, even when it hurts them too. Machiavelli warned: a ruler who is feared can survive. A ruler who is respected can thrive. but a ruler who is hated will always face betrayal. Consider King Richard III of England. He seized power ruthlessly and quickly became feared. But his actions alienated the nobles and terrified the common people. He was not simply feared, he was despised. When the chance came, his enemies united, and he was overthrown. Another example. In France, Louis XVI, he taxed his people into starvation while living in luxury. By the time revolution came, it was not about politics anymore. It was about hatred, and hatred swept him to the guillotine. Hatred destroys faster than fear or incompetence ever can. Part 4, Balancing the Three. So, how do you balance respect, fear, and the avoidance of hatred? Respect through competence. Deliver results. Be consistent. Carry yourself with dignity. Fear through boundaries. Enforce rules. Punish betrayal swiftly and decisively. Make sure people know where the line is. Avoid hatred through fairness. Even in harsh actions, show necessity, not ego. Do not humiliate people unnecessarily. Make sure your benefits outweigh your punishments. Think about leaders in modern companies. The respected boss who never enforces rules becomes ignored. The feared boss who humiliates people becomes despised. But the balanced leader, respected, competent, strict yet fair. They endure. They build loyalty. They maintain authority. Part 5. Modern applications. Now let's apply this directly to your life. At work, respect is earned by delivering work others can depend on. Fear is maintained by refusing to tolerate exploitation. Hatred is avoided by giving credit where it's due and being fair even when strict in friendships. Respect comes from loyalty and honesty. Fear comes from standing up for yourself when wronged. Hatred is avoided by not embarrassing others or seeking revenge unnecessarily. In leadership, respect is competence. Fear is discipline. Avoiding hatred is fairness. In politics, in business, in families, in schools, the formula never changes. Part 6, Deeper psychological insight. Why does this formula work so universally? Because it aligns with human psychology. Humans admire strength, but they also test weakness. They accept authority, but they resist humiliation. They forgive strictness, but they never forget cruelty. Respect appeals to admiration. Fear appeals to caution. Avoiding hatred appeals to emotion. Together, they create stability. Part 7. Extended historical lessons. Augustus Caesar. Respected for bringing peace to Rome, feared for his armies and intelligence network, but careful never to be hated by the Senate or the people. He disguised his rule as a restoration of the Republic. Result: he ruled for decades in stability. Napoleon Bonaparte, respected as a military genius, feared by his enemies, but eventually hated for his endless wars and ambition. His downfall began when hatred outweighed respect. Modern corporate leaders, those who are admired for vision and competence, feared for discipline, but not hated because they share rewards with their teams. They endure longer than tyrannical CEOs who rule by humiliation. Part 8. Your personal takeaway. Now turn the question inward. How do people see you? Are you respected for your reliability and competence? Are you feared enough that no one dares to exploit you, or are you accidentally breeding hatred by being unfair, arrogant, or cruel? This balance is not about ruling nations. It's about ruling yourself, your reputation, your relationships. Machiavelli's advice is over 500 years old, but it still speaks to us because human nature has not changed. To endure, you must build respect. To protect yourself, you must inspire a little fear. To survive long-term, you must avoid hatred. This is the triangle of power. This is the formula for influence that lasts. So as you move through life, in work, in friendships, in family dynamics, ask yourself every day, am I respected, am I feared, or am I drifting? towards being hated because the one who masters this balance is the one who is never overthrown.